Hello, gentle viewers. This is Guardian welcoming you to Out of the Park Baseball 25 with the Boston Braves. Um, in case you didn't catch the OTP 24 series, and that series was played as the Boston Red Sox for 10 years, winning 3 World Series. And now we've gone to the other league with the Boston Braves to try to replicate something of the same thing. As a quick reminder, the rules are simple in this series. We're going to play up to either 1970 or 1980. I'm not sure which yet. Um, 10 years per team. Win, lose, or draw, 10 years per team. Um, and we've got quite a mountain to climb. Before we get started with today's episode, though, I did want to just remind you all that I created a subreddit for this channel. If you want to come by and hang out and talk about things and stuff, you're more than welcome to do so. Um, I'm keeping the subreddit to subscribers only, so you can post in the community or just mod mail me on Reddit and be like, "Yo, I want to post shit. Here's my name on YouTube," and then I can reply to your subscriber. That will change eventually. I do intend to make it available to everybody, but I need to make sure that I understand how subredditing works before I open up the floodgate, so to speak. So I highly recommend it. I will put a link in the description and you can go and check it out. I'm probably going to stop posting on Twitter as much, and I may even delete my Twitter account. I haven't decided that part yet, but I think Reddit's just a better place for us to hang out. I'll maybe do an AMA one of these days, who knows. So, welcome to OTP 25. God, it's so pretty. If you saw Friday's video, you've already gotten a little bit of a tour, but we'll do the same thing here as well momentarily. Let us begin with the most important thing, the player development lab. Oh my god, this thing is so cool. This is I love it so much. It's my favorite thing in history. Let's get good old Satch some practice time. Oh, that's right. You have to drag and drop it over here. I wanted to work on his control. Oh no, not his control. His stuff. Hmm. Let's work on his velocity. Let's make that our plan. It's going to be challenging. It may not work, but if it does work, that'll be pretty helpful. The other alternative is to improve his secondary pitches, which would probably be his fastball or his changeup. I'm not opposed to that either. Hmm. Strength and conditioning improves stamina. Oh, it reduces injury. I see. Could increase velocity. Improve an all-speed pitch. Oh, that's fine. I didn't realize that conditioning is spelled wrong. Um, he's got great movement and control. I really need his stuff to improve, which I think means increasing velocity. So we're going to put him through a challenging program to see if we're going to be successful or not. Ben Chapman. He really needs to work on his defense, I think. Because if we can improve him to even being a league average third baseman, he's going to be really, really good. So I think we're going to go ahead and have Mr. Chapman here work on his defense. That's going to be my goal there. Danny McFadden, I wanted to work one of his secondary pitches. He should work on his velocity too, but I think improving one of his secondary pitches should help out quite a bit, so we're going to do that. Our old pal Heine Mueller is here. Let's have him work on power. It's not likely to have much effect, but we can at least try it. Charlie, I'd like to work on contact. Um, Let's do quality of contact. I think that's the right move there. Oh, two-strike approach reduces strikeouts, right? Yeah, let's do it. And we want to do something relatively easy for somebody. Um, Pythias Russ needs to work on his defense. So let's have him improve his defense. It'll be challenging, but we'll see. I like how all these are really hard, but if they're successful, they'll have a huge impact on the way the game does. I see nothing that says they don't improve on their own either, so that's something to keep in mind. All right, let's look at the Braves. What do we have to work with here? Or sort by position. Okay. We have 5 players that have some value on this team: Charlie High, Ben Chapman, Lou Gehrig, Leon Riley, and Satchel Paige. Secondarily, Danny McFadden. There is a lot to do here, though. There's so much to do in order to get this where it needs to be. So that's going to be our primary assignment. Is going to be getting the most out of our players. Why is Bill Swift Rule 5 eligible, and why isn't he on the roster? Um, Interesting. Very interesting. We're just gonna do a cheeky little 1x3 screen here. I could just auto it. That's not terrible. Um, Injured list, and then I guess trading block. Sure. Um, Bill Swift is going onto the minor league roster, going onto the major league roster. He's too good a pitcher to not be given the opportunity. And my pitching staff isn't that good that I couldn't use the reinforcement. All right. Mungo can be given some time to improve. I do like having Chad Kimsey on the roster. We'll do that. Next on the agenda, what kind of park do we have? Our park is relatively neutral, but it's punish home runs, especially with left-handed batters. That's going to be very significant to us. So a highly skilled contact and speed approach might be really beneficial to us. Want to focus on getting on base, stretching out the odd triple, and there's some right-handed power here, but we're gonna want to shy away from left-handed power hitters. Um, Thankfully, this actually hurts Lou Gehrig. Um, it's the nature of the park, guys, and I'm certainly not going to get rid of somebody as good as he is. He's still an amazing baseball player, even if he hasn't been the very best, because his power is sapped by being in this park. It is what it is. Um. Right. Let us now. When do we have the draft? It's a while from now. Okay. What does our owner want us to do? You want an upgraded second base. Who do we presently have at second base? Gautreau's a really good hitter, but he's a terrible defender. Epley is at least a decent defender, but not a very good hitter. Let's start by just looking for quality players. If we're going to try to turn this team around, we just need quality starters, regardless of the position. Only first base is locked up right now. And I would argue Charlie High. Although he's also a poor fit for this ballpark. But we'll figure it out. So what I want to do is player search. That's not what I want. One of these days, I'll remember that this is the actual thing I want. Well, all leagues, and we want hitters that are 50s and above. Let's go. What did I just tell you, game? I don't need first baseman. Stop being silly. I don't really want to trade yet. I don't need first baseman. A left-handed power bat is just a really poor fit for this club. I don't think that works for me. Really? Huh. I'm kind of surprised even the Negro leagues didn't have anything. That's kind of funny to me. Um, the Yankees are stupid good. Like this is literally the most sickening thing I've ever seen. The number of high quality players they've gotten is just gross. Um, I hate it. I hate everything about it. Okay. Look at pitchers. Are there any 050 overall pitchers that are more freely available? Yeah, it's hard to get excited about Ted Lyons, but it's a possibility. Wow. The frickin' minor leagues must have really dropped in quality because there's like nobody that's interesting. I'm. Basically just ignoring my preferences. That's funny. I don't need left-handed power bats. That's the one thing I don't need. Stop being silly, game. Hmm. Oh, it's probably doing a relative. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's not what I'm looking for at all. What about 50 potential hitters? I don't hate Vince Spartan, but I'm deeply concerned that since he's a left-handed power bat, that he's going to struggle. I think he's interesting enough though that we can give him a chance. Let's go ahead and purchase his contract. Done. Um, Jesse Hill. Eh, not terribly interesting. I mean, there's no harm in purchasing his contract, but I think at least for now, I'm not that interested. I don't need a first baseman. A right-handed power bat is an interesting idea, and I think one worth pursuing. Let's go ahead and add purchase his contract. And I really like Frank Damari. Let's grab him too. This is just adding talent. That's all I'm trying to do at this point. Is just add talent and then work out who's the best in various situations. And I think that makes a ton of sense. Um, you can't play anywhere but first, can you? You cannot. Alas, alack. We've had a bunch. We've already added a bunch of talent, and I feel a little bit better about our team in the short term here. Neither of these guys do it for me. Could get Jim Willis. I think this is a phenomenal idea. He's a really good pitcher. Yeah, let's do it. Let's purchase his contract. We're gonna spend that beautiful bean money. I don't know why I said beautiful bean money. That doesn't make any sense, but yeah. Interesting. You are so far away from the major leagues, but that might be reasonable actually. Let's purchase his contract, and we can let him develop over time. Same thing here with good old Jack Wilson. Um, Look, I'm gonna spend the money because I have it, and nobody else can fight with me over these. So it just makes sense to add in talented players where you can, and maybe Leroy Matlock too. Yeah, we'll do it. We'll acquire him as well. What this has done is has given us a substantial talent base we just didn't have before, which I'm really happy about. That's gonna just give us so much more upside as a franchise to have all these talented players being available to us. Um, Barton, Johnson, and Willis are all definitely being added to the major league roster, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do with the rest of these guys here in a little bit. Oh, this is a Heine Mueller, not Heine Manouche. That's the different guy. Okay. Let's go. How are we at shortstop? Pythias Russ isn't terrible. He's not great, but he's not terrible either. We'll have to see who's available when it comes time in the draft, but I feel reasonably pleased about what we've accomplished already. We need a new third base coach. We can make that happen. Somebody easygoing would be lovely. We're just gonna filter for easygoing and then take the best possible coach. Eh, I'll take Eric Courtney, I guess. I'm not happy about it, but I don't really have a good choice at the moment, so we'll go for that. How's our scout? Our scouting director likes tools. He's not great at scouting amateurs, which I'm not super happy about. I could potentially get a better scouting director, but we'll have to see what happens there. Hmm. Oh, that's right. Personalities don't matter. I have it disabled in the save. Derpy, derpy, derp. We'll worry about that when we get a new third base coach then. Right. Let us zippity doo dah through time for a little bit. All right. Not terribly thrilling, but we're gonna have to get some better coaches to get the most out of our talent. I'm not worried about it for right now, though. How much money do I have? I have a lot of money. Let's start investing that appropriately. We're gonna pour money into scouting and into other things. And we're definitely going to focus the budget a bit more on international scouting, on amateur scouting, excuse me. There you go. Done. Don't bother, please. Let us advance forwards in time. Some water. Tasty, tasty water. Hey! We got our first achievement in OOTP. Nice. Thanks, Lou. Oh, I do want to look at all of the awards because I want to see if the Red Sox won any. So let's quickly take a look here. League news. Johnny Frederick got a Gold Glove in center field. That's pretty cool. Ernie Lombardi, Silver Slugger is a catcher. Nice. No Rookie of the Year for us. Wes Farrell got the Cy Young. Yeah, a good year. A very good year for the Red Sox. Let's do some Hall of Fame voting, shall we? Um, I mean, I'm gonna try out Hippo Vaughn again. I think he should have been in a while ago, but here we are. I stand for Home Run Baker and a Babe Adams. I could get behind Dave Bancroft's candidacy. I think that's fair. Max Carey. We can at least keep his memory alive, but I don't think he's got much of a chance, even if we do vote for him. It's just an unimpressive group of candidates. Like, none of them really leap out to me as being truly worthy. Um, sure. I'll go for Lefty Williams and Smokey Joe Wood. Sure. I don't think it's gonna matter. I truly don't. All right, we got to get up to that first year of the draft. We've got to hit a home run with this pick. He has not gotten very much better. Mm, mm. What does Jim Willis most need his assistance with? Give me my scout. What is his biggest weakness? His stuff isn't great. I really like him to add velocity. We're gonna try it. I don't have a ton of hope that he'll be able to do it, but oh really? I can't do those. There's not enough time left. Damn it. Annoying. Let's have you work on your base running fundamentals, Ben Chapman. I think this is increases that's ability. Oh, this is general base running. Got it. We can do that. We can work on base running. Same thing for Bob Johnson. Let's have you work on base running. Done. I think we either have the number one pick or the number two pick in the draft. I can't remember which. There's some really good players in this draft, though. I'm not gonna lie. We're number two. Okay. Okay. My scout, please. who do we want? Josh Gibson would have instant credibility on this team. Instant credibility. That makes us better right now. But if we want someone who's going to make us better in the future, I think we need to think about somebody different. I gotta be honest with you, a guy like Joe Medwick wouldn't be a terrible fit for the Boston Braves. Dizzy Dean would also be a really good choice, though. So it's actually challenging for me to decide here. Um, Johnny Mize is the best player in this draft. Unfortunately, he happens to be left-handed, but he's very clearly, in my opinion, the best player in this draft, which probably means that Chicago will take him. They didn't. They took Hank Greenberg. Okay. The best player in this draft right now, in terms of his both his future and his value to the team, the value to the team going forward is Johnny Mize. He's also 16, which means he's a long way away from the major leagues. We could go hard into pitching and pick up Dizzy Dean instead. Or Roger Wolf, but I think Dean is just better. Wolf is always a knuckleballer. Interesting. So the question is, do we take... So remember, we've only got 10 years. We have to keep this in mind. Johnny Miles will be 26 at the end of 10 years, which means he won't have had very many years to play. Dizzy Dean, I think, is just a better choice. Pitching is going to be easier for us to develop than hitting. I think Dizzy Dean is the right choice. That's who we're going to take. Decision made. And we're going to meet his demand. I will happily take Josh Gibson as a second round pick. No hesitation at all. I know we're down to the part of the draft where there just isn't a lot of really top tier players. Um, is there any high contact types? Alta Cohen, no, it's going to be Arthur Young. He's a reasonably talented hitter. We can grab Arthur Young. I'll meet his demand of $75. Irv Stein is not a terrible hitter. I think grabbing him makes some sense using him as a two-way player. I will offer the slot. And then I'll grab Grover Sites. Demand. And then let's look for high stuff pitchers. Fabian Kowalik added. And we're just going to go and auto draft the rest of the draft. No, I'm not. If I can get Dick Bass too, I'll feel pretty good. And Gene Fisher, why not? So pitchers with good stuff and good control basically never go amiss. Now I'm gonna go and auto draft the rest of it. I wonder if it kept my filters. It did not. Okay. If your potential is 30 or less, we gon' cut you. Hmm. Only 32 players. Interesting. And then we're going to save this as culling the miners. Done. Then there's culling the miners like Anakin Skywalker did. Nice. Okay. I feel pretty good about getting Dizzy Dean. I wish there was a better position player in this particular draft, but I'm not that annoyed by it. Like, I am perfectly content to pick up Dizzy Dean, let him develop a little bit, and go on from there. It's the Rule 5 Draft Arena. Are there any players that are even remotely interesting? There really aren't. It's mostly mid-tier pitchers, and we've got plenty of those. So yeah, we're just gonna ignore this Rule 5 this year. Nobody that interesting. Nobody enticing. So we did win the World Series. Nice. Um, nice. They both improved their base running fundamentals. How is the development of our pitchers going? Mm, I can make you a better bunter. I don't see that being terribly helpful. What if we look at the reserve roster? Who do we got? I don't really want Dizzy Dean to work on pitching drills. Let's have Josh Gibson spend some time working on his defense as a catcher. Um, Damari learn a new does learn a position learn a brand new position or hmm. I wish I could switch him by center field. I want to get better. I want him to get better at center field, but I can improve his defensive left field. That's fine. Um, Hippo Vaughn made it. Good for him. Good for him. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. It says he improved his defense, but it doesn't look like he did improve his defense. Maybe he did, and I'm just not grasping it. I don't think there's anything else we can do. I don't think we have enough time. I take it back. We work on bunting drills. That seems like a waste of time, but what new position will we even teach him? Like, he'd be terrible at all of them, is the problem. Yeah, pitchers, basically, it's kind of a waste of time to work with pitchers at this point. Let's work on your base running. And let's also work on base running with Damari, too. Done. You cut my budget. That's lame. That's extremely lame. Mm, fine. Jack Wilson got a little better. Satch got a little bit worse. Josh Gibson got a tiny bit worse. Oscar Charleston got better. I forgot we even had him. Charlie High got better. That's cool. That's kind of nifty. Right. Gibson, Dean, and Damari and Matlock are all gonna get some spring training reps, I think. Go ahead and do the thing here. And you can do the thing here. Nice. Josh and Frank both improved their base running. That's never a bad thing. No improvement. That's fair. But he improved one of his secondary pitches. Nice. Which one? Wait, what actually improved? It must have been one of his pitches must have gotten a little bit better. I'm here for that though. Absolutely here for that. You would give me John Gillespie. I don't see the value in that. I'm going to reject your stupid trade. Your trade is stupid, and so are you. That's how I feel about it. Sam Gibson adds velocity. That's cool. I like how these guys have a gap rating of 0, just shot up to 50 for no reason. Is Hal Sullivan actually a decent hitter? He's not terrible. Okay. Give me Ray Blades. Ray is not a terrible play, but I'm not going to say better than anybody you've already got. I definitely don't want to give up Leroy Matlock, so we're gonna refuse your stupid trade. Your trade is bad, and you should feel bad. Yeah, we're not gonna take that trade. Okay, let's get the team set up. We could have 39 players. We're allowed to have 25. Let's make the easy decisions first. 60 A's for Leon Riley. Nobody else is hurt. Cool. Pitching. Um, I want to have 11 pitchers, so 5 pitchers gotta go. Gone. 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 Tizzy Dean's a really good pitcher. Adding him would actually make a significant difference. We're gonna try that. Isn't Bill Swift a really good starting pitcher too? Though isn't he the guy just signed out of? Change it to a starter. What does he look like? He actually gets worse. Okay. Oh, that's fun. Then we can make him a reliever. Um, I'm gonna preemptively put him on the injured list for 15 days because it seems unlikely to me he's not going to be injured for longer. That brings us down to 11 pitchers, exactly what I want. Now we're going to nuke this pitching staff. We're going to set it up in the way we want to set it up. Our race is going to be Satchel Paige. I think that's pretty. I think that's pretty obvious. Jim Willis is going to be our second starter. Then I think Joe Shout, and then I think Dizzy Dean. I'm going to go into this as a four-man rotation. We're going to try four men to start the year. Or is there somebody else really good that could be a fifth starter for us? All pitchers, and I want pitching ratings, please. No, 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 no. Danny McFadden is our fifth starter. That's not even a question. He's a pretty good starting pitcher. So I think Dizzy Dean the fifth starter. We're gonna let him stretch out his arm a little bit and then give him more important roles later on. So we're gonna look at relievers now. Our best pitcher by far. Do we just do bullpen by committee? Like none of these relievers fills me with much confidence. What happened to our mega reliever? Oh, is that Leon Riley, the guy who's hurt? I think it might be. Damn. Like I guess Matlock has the best upside, but I think Bill Switch is the best pitcher. We're gonna set him up as a stopper. Everyone else is literally just gonna be a middle reliever. I don't want you to use Matlock a little bit more often, but as far as everything else, our bullpen sucks. Our bullpen is actually not very good at all. There may be value in upgrading that as the season progresses. Position players, I do not need four catchers. That seems like an excessive number of catchers. It's going to be Helmsley and Gibson. Helmsley to offer some defensive chops. He's pretty good at it. By the way, note blocking and framing are now both in there. But I think Josh Gibson's going to be the starter. I don't think there's too much doubt of that. Frank O'Rourke is not going to be on this roster. No Bill Sweeney. This seems decent if underwhelming. Like our defense is kind of bad. I wonder if there's any interesting defensive infielders available in free agency. If I look at shorting stops, Joe Boley is not a terrible shortstop. I think acquiring him would actually be pretty smart. Let's go and let's do this. Ask a response and see if we can add him on. Because I have shortstops that can't hit or play the field. And I'd rather have them be able to do at least one of those two things. Sorry, Oscar. You can go right there. Um, I'm gonna put Damari on the reserve roster for at least one season. Let him work on that. Oh God, Damari's literally the best center fielder I've got, and it's not particularly close. That's disgusting. Really? Okay. Actually, Bob Johnson is a reasonably good choice as a center fielder as well. Actually, I think he's going to be our starting center fielder. And then probably Fothergill goes to the minors. I'm going to advance up a few days to see if we end up getting our shortstop. There we go. Done. Because you're instantly gonna get a chance to play in the major leagues. Where did he put him? Oh, is he DFA'd? No, where'd he go? What did you do with my new shortstop game? Or is he just that bad? I don't care. Um, Pittis is a decent hitter. I'm gonna go ahead and send down Hod. Forgive the wrath of Hod, but here we are. Okay, now let's set up our actual lineups and baseball good. Baseball to your utmost. All right, let's sort by batting ratings, and we want to see who's our best overall hitter. It's obviously Lou Gehrig. I don't even know why I asked. So Gehrig is gonna probably hit third. I might hit him second, but I think third is plenty good. Um, I have very few other. Actually, Ben Chapman would make a pretty good leadoff guy. I think we can give that a try. And then who hits second? Maybe Doc Gautreau. If we're gonna play him at second, if we're gonna play him at all, I think he should be batting second. Yeah, I feel good about that. Although Epley is the better second baseman, and it also is equally good in a lot of ways. But Doc Gautreau is definitely the better hitter. But Epley does have a little bit of pop. Let's do Epley for now, and then we can decide from there. All right. I think Bob Johnson hits cleanup, and Josh Gibson hits fifth. No, it's gonna be Gibson batting cleanup, and then Johnson batting behind him. All right. What positions can you play, Chad? Are you decent at any particular position? No, you're a pretty terrible position player. Charlie High is going to play somewhere. The question is, do I want him batting sixth? I think so. I think that's a reasonable choice. I guess Vince Barton plays left field. He's too good a batter to sit him on the bench, so we're gonna go with that, and I'm gonna have him bat sixth. There you go. And then Joe Bowley is gonna go ahead and bat eighth, and then we're gonna generate a depth chart based on this stuff. Cool. I like moving Bob Johnson around, just to get him experience at multiple positions. But I'd rather he not start in different positions as quite as frequently. I think this is good. I think this is a good this is a good players lineup thing. There we go. I feel reasonably pleased with our team. Reasonably pleased. I do think there's some definite weaknesses, and I would love to have one more top flight hitter that I could count on beyond everything else. But I don't have that. I don't have that. Um, right now it's Gehrig and Wish Casting for the rest of the team. Ben Chapman might sneakily be the second best hitter on the team, considering all the different aspects of it. He's also a terrible third baseman, but you know, we can always move him to the outfield at some point and try to get a better third baseman. For now, though, I'm fine with him playing third, and we can adjust as we need to. Let's get ready for some baseball. That seems good. I am pro baseball. Also pro water. Number 4 prospect, number 8 prospect. Very nice. You have the number 1 farm system in the league. That's pretty good. I hope we're better, but not too good. I'd like to get another top 5 pick if I can manage it. Which I may not be able to. Like, that may be an impossibility, but we'll see. Like a Disney just casually adds a new pitch and improves his velocity. That's pretty good. Maybe he's a good pitcher after all. Who knew? What's with gap ratings dropping to 0 all of a sudden? That's funny. Hmm. Interesting. Good old Hod. He's the hottiest. Right. Like, I just don't want to be. I want to improve somewhat from last season. That's my goal. We got a streak. Herman Gordon is available to come back. I don't think we need him. What does he look like as a reliever, actually? As a reliever, he's quite good, and our bullpen is fairly weak. Let's get rid of Hal Sullivan and throw Gordon into the mix. How bad is our lineup? It's real bad. We're ironically first in home runs, which I certainly didn't expect. But the problem is very few of our hitters are hitting consistently. We don't have enough time though. Like we need another month to really get a sense of who's actually playing well and who isn't. Noted. I would happily trade Honey Mueller if I got the right return for it. What do we got, yo? Do people desperately want him and seek his approval? I don't think that they do. Earl Brown's not a terrible return, though. He's a decent hitter, and he's a pretty good pitcher potentially. If he wants out, I will make that happen. Done. And then we can give probably Father Gill. Oh no, I don't want to release him. Oh, he wasn't actually on the Major League roster, was he? He was on the reserve roster. That's right. What happened? What? What? Wait, where did the new guy go? I'm doing a confuse. Where is Mr. Brown now? Oh, you have him as a first baseman. Hmm. I want Earl Brown to be a two-way player. I think that makes more sense. So let's set him up as we set developmental focus. Wait, what? 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 Game? Why on earth would you hide that from me? Two-way player, please. And you can throw some innings in there. Give us a little bit more depth in the bullpen. You can have new depth charts. And then let me copy this depth chart, and we'll just use this guy over here. Done. Okay. That is crucial news, and I don't know why the game hid that from me. Like, why is that not, like, in this screen, maybe? Luke Gehrig is fine. I'd like you to work on your stuff, please. He does not need to work on control as much. I want him to work on one, two, three, four, five, six. And let's also work on his curveball. That's good. I like that. All right, Jim. Dizzy Dean. Let's work exclusively on control. Not exclusively, but I think control is the most important thing you can work on right now because you've already got like your stuff is certainly not bad. Your splitter stuff, I don't care if you work on it at all, but I really want you to focus heavily on control because if you can improve your control, you're going to be a major league pitcher much faster. Um, and we're going to reduce your stamina slightly so that we can improve your fastball stuff, your curveball stuff, and your changeup stuff. That seems good. Done. Satchel Page, we need you to work on your stuff pretty badly. Um, let's reduce control and stamina. Let's get the fastball and curveball improved. And that seems good to me. What I don't know is I don't know whether they'll actually get worse if you don't put a certain amount of time in, but I'm willing to do that. I'm actually fine with this. We can leave this be. I'm not gonna worry about Leroy Matlock. Josh Gibson. I wish I could make you work on defense. That'd be yes. Here we go. Work on your defense. You do not need to work on your power, my friend. You're pretty good at that. Let's have you focus heavily on your catching defense and see if you can get that up to snuff. Um, let's look at Ben Chapman. I really want Chapman focusing on his defense as well. Let's spend less time on base running. Some on his defense. And let's try to maximize his batting eye. That is so good. That is such a cool thing to do. That is so good. I love it. Bob Johnson, I want you to work on your ability to hit for contact. Um, this feels good. I'm okay with that. Dan, I need you to work on your stuff. Your stuff is, I think, the number one area that you could improve upon. Um, let's try to improve his fastball and reduce the focus on stamina. There you go. Done. Okay. That is so good. Guys, I cannot tell you how excited I am that this is an actual option now. Look, I can go to Van Mungo here and I can tell him, hey, shithead, work on your control. I'm going to reduce your movement ever so slightly so we can focus on control. Because if you can't throw strikes, you'll never be successful in the major leagues. And we're gonna do the same thing for what about Veto here? Honestly, Veto's so decent at so many different things. I'm kind of willing to let the AI just decide what they want to do. In the offseason, I wanted to work on his secondary pitches, though. We do need some better coaches. That I think is going to have a huge impact on how our players develop. What good old Peaches here. Peaches isn't going to be that big a pitcher no matter what, so I'm just going to kind of let him do his thing. That seems fair. Roy, work on your control, please. I beg you. Just a little bit. Like, your pitches are already great. I just need you to literally throw strikes regularly, and you'll be amazing. Yeah, work on that control, my friend. Work on that control. Done. That is so good. I'm so happy that you can control what your coaches work on. That is wow. That is so cool to me. And it makes the game more fun as a GM only. Like because that's something a general manager would have a lot of impact on. For sure. Stuff is happening. Nothing too crazy yet. Fabian Kovalik just got better. That's pretty dope. Okay. All right. What are we looking at player wise? For one thing, Epley sucks. Epley really sucks. I need a better second baseman. In the worst way, I need a better second baseman. Um, I'm definitely doing this for now. The thing is, I don't necessarily want to trade for a player that's not going to be good in the future. How is Chappie? Chappie is doing famously. Josh Gibson definitely needs some improvements. Our rotation is really good. I don't think we can underestimate how good our rotation is. They're just being victimized by an incompetent bunch of losers who are having a hard time hitting the baseball. Well, that's not great. I need contact hitters. That's one thing I don't have. I have literally three players to get in for contact, one of whom is on the bench right now. Because they're playing Raleigh Helmsley, but I think Josh Gibson's superior power is just more useful at the moment. But at another month, I might think differently. The thing is, I don't really care if I win this year. I really don't care. I'd like to figure out what we've got and what we can trade to make some nice improvements on. Just gonna dive along to July. I got a player of the week winner. Nice. Game pitcher of the month. Uh-oh. Don't play better. You might wreck our draft position. Ooh, Van Mungo's throwing harder. Nice. We're making some minor improvements, but nothing terribly thrilling. Cleo Carlisle. Okay. Oh, Jim Willis got pitcher of the month. Okay. What do we have that other teams might value? I wonder. I have some good pitching prospects. Trading the right pitching prospect might make some sense. An upgrade to the bullpen wouldn't go amiss, I don't think. Because I'm not trying to be better this year. I'm trying to be better in the future. So trading something I've got a lot of for something I don't have a lot of makes sense to me. I want young players. I get Jimmy Welsh. I mean, I had him with Boston, but bringing him back isn't a terrible idea because he is a reasonably competent center fielder. That's fine. We can make that happen. And we can give Mr. Bob Fothergill or George Watkins. Actually, let's do George Watkins. He can have a bit of. What did I do? Did you fucking take the guy just acquired and stick him right on the roster? I bet you did. I bet you did. Or did you? Jimmy Welsh. Yeah, I don't want Jimmy Welsh on the roster. I want George Watkins on the roster. He's a really well developed overall hitter. And let's redo the depth chart, please and thank you. And copy and paste. There's a certain amount of attraction, I'm not going to lie to you, of trading Van Mungo now when he's got pretty high value because I don't think he's going to be a great pitcher in the major leagues. If I traded Van Mungo for regulars and prospects, what am I being offered? Anybody blue? Okay, Goose Goslin. I don't necessarily know that I want him, but that's cool. I feel like he's not being properly valued. I'm gonna wait, I think. What about Bob Fothergill? Anybody interested in him? No? Okay. Wonder how many Braves will make the All-Star team. Probably not very many, but maybe. That's a lot of Red Sox. Who the fuck is? Oh, Albert Melton. I remember him. No Ernie Lombardi this year, huh? Okay. Are Lou Gehrig and Jim Willis is all that gets selected. That's fair. I mean, we could probably argue for another couple of our starting pitchers, but I'm fine with that. Oh, I do want to take a moment to improve this guy here. I want to get better pitching stats here. Um, I don't want innings pitch. I don't care about hits against. I do care about home runs against. I really care more about the rate stats than I care about a lot of these other ones. I definitely want all three of these. Hits per nine, strikeout, walk, and strikeout to walk percentage. And I want FIP and FIP minus. I think this feels. Oh, I definitely want all of these. And I would definitely want run support per start. There you go. And then as for batting stats, oh wait a minute, I just want pitcher BABIP on this one. Oh, it's already there. Sweet. Definitely want walk percentage and strikeout percentage, and extra base hits and total bases, and WOBA. Definitely want batting runs. Pitches per plate appearance and weighted runs created plus. That's good. I like that. But to looking at pitchers, I was about to say, damn, damn, Chad Kimsey casually hitting 3 home runs. That's pretty wild. Anyways, let us go ahead now and advance time a bit to the deadline of trading. We're definitely gonna hire new coaches almost across the board, so I am more than happy to just let all three of these jerks walk. Um, okay. Is there anybody I could easily trade, like a veteran, that might actually help us get better players? Charlie High seems like the kind of player that a contender would value quite a lot. And if I can get a better younger player, I just think it makes sense. I don't want to just keep getting people that I know from Boston. Mm, mm, mm. There's really nobody. There's really nobody of interest being offered, so skip to next sim. Skip to next sim. Nobody wants to trade. Um, yeah, nothing of value happened. I'm not surprised. I didn't expect there to be. Chumos is getting even better, which is pretty good. Tarmulis is getting better. Danny McFadden's getting better. Dizzy Dean is getting a little better. Vince Barton is getting better at left field. That's pretty cool. Frank DeMari is better playing center. Hmm. I kind of sure we're a little bit worse than we are right now. Because right now I'm looking at the number 5 pick, and I'd like to have a top 3 pick if we can manage that, but that may not be possible. It is what it is. We're too good for the basement, not good enough for a pennant. Stuck on that, Phillies. Mm. Damn, Red Sox with the fucking Yankees. I mean, the Yankees are really good. It's gonna be difficult for anybody to compete with them, in my opinion. Um, I'm tired of you bitching, so we're both tired of things. Shut the fuck up. Okay? Ooh, Rookie of the Month. Nice. Who got Rookie of the Month? Is it Dizzington Q Dean? It is. Nice. We're just gonna go to the end of the playoffs. Charles Swain's gonna retire. I completely forgot about him, so good for him. And the Brooklyn Robins won the World Series. Nice. How the fuck did Ray Pepper injure his elbow? Pepper. What a dumbass. What a rube. What just happened here? I said till the end of the playoffs. Game, what is happening? Oh, we're launching the minor leagues. Okay, that's taking some time here, I guess. Okay, there it finally goes. All right. I got a new contract. That's good. Bunch of people retiring. Okay. We're gonna have to get some new coaches. That's fine too. How did we actually do as a team this year? We weren't pathetic. Here's the thing. We were a bad team this year. Very bad team this year. We still improved by 13 games. I think that's worthy of some praise. Just a little praise. One crumb of praise, please. Let's look and see how the season went. Let's start by looking at our offense. Turns out Lou Gehrig's pretty good. Um, I think that's a fair statement. That's a really good batting line. 600 slugging is amazing. 27 homers, which I think is a career high for him. It is. Yeah, Lou Gehrig's real good. Ben Chapman is probably our number two star on this team. And he has the benefit of being very young, which I really appreciate. He really did a good job of stealing bases this year, which I think really added a lot to his value. He's still not a great third baseman, but he's decent. And I don't feel obligated to move him at the moment. Charlie High, I think is one of these players that's always going to struggle in Boston. While he's very good defensively, excellent defense, he might win a Gold Glove, in fact, and has decent pop, he's always going to be hamstrung by the fact he bats left-handed, which is not going to be easy here. But then we only have one other plus starter, which is Vince Barton, which is not great. Barton was fine. If he wasn't perfect, he was still very good and very productive, and I'm happy that we have him. Pythias Ross did really well coming off the bench. We had some nice performances from some other secondary players. And then we get to Josh Gibson. I still think Josh Gibson has plenty of potential. I genuinely believe that. I think with a little bit more time, he could end up being something really special. Right now, though, not so great. Bob Johnson was terrible. We need contact hitters. Like, that's painfully obvious. We need contact hitters. A guy like Bob Johnson is just not going to get it. It's just not going to cut it. Not unless he was a truly elite center fielder. He was not great, putting it mildly. Was Boley at least good defensively? He was not bad defensively, and Epley fucking sucked. He was terrible at hitting. and not good enough defensively to make up for it. Second base is a clear A11 area to upgrade at. But I just need a better lineup. I need contact hitters that can get on base regularly to make the rest of the system work. Vince Barton is pulling way too heavy a load for his actual skill set. We need an on base machine. I think that would be a very good thing to have. Blob Johnson, not really good enough. Mm. Where are we in the draft? We're picking fifth. I didn't want a top five pick. What do we got going on here? All players. What? What? Oh, we want 1931. That's the issue. Oh, we can't even see it yet? Okay. That's kind of weird, but alright. OSA sees us taking. Oh, this is still this year's draft. But did Denny Galehouse not get signed? Yeah, he didn't get signed. Okay. Gotta hope the draft isn't this bad. I really hope this draft isn't that bad. Because if that's the case, we are fucked. Yikes. Very yikes. The most yikes. What a terrible year to have the number 5 overall pick. I might just pick nobody and go from there. Let's look at our pitching, though, because I think if we're going to be successful, it's going to come from the pitching. Why is our war... Oh, because it's looking at hitting war. Game. Not to be dismissed by the fact that Chad Kimsey almost generated war of offense. That's pretty wild. Want pitching stats, if you please. So Jim Willis was really fucking good. Really, really good. Shot was great. McFadden and Page were good. Dizzy Dean struggled. He will get better. He doesn't have a choice. He will get better. We just have to let him train him up a little bit more and make him the best version of himself. Bullpen could be better, but it's not terrible. We just need a better lineup. And that I think will be a lot better. Thank you for watching, my friends. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, please remember to like and subscribe. Comment down below. And until next time, this has been Guardian. Thank you for watching, and I bid you